Hey there guys, it's Tim with Revved Up Man, and I've got another motivational message for you this morning, and it is to trust in the process. And this particular message, you've probably heard this saying a million times before in your life, but it's particularly applicable when it comes to a health and fitness regimen. Okay, now this has to do with not only the exercise plan that you're following, but also the nutritional plan you're following, and just the spirit of faith that you take forward with you when you're performing the actions that you need to take to get to this desired end goal that you have. For instance, say you're starting off something like Focus T25. All right, now this program is something that's designed to go over 10 weeks, and if you look at the calendar, it's set up in a very specific manner with you doing a specific workout each single day. Now, those aren't arranged at random, they're put together in a sequence that has been proven to be the most effective. And when you start off with a program like this, maybe you've been wanting to make some changes for a while and you saw an infomercial for the program and you're like, you know what, I'm going to get that. I can do it. Look at those results those people got. I'm going to make that happen. And you get the program, you're still excited, you want to get started, you've made the decision, which is awesome. And then you put in the first one and you do the workout and you're like, wow, that was tough, but yeah, I got it done. It feels great. You do the second day and maybe you're still feeling pretty good, and then after 3, 4, 5 days, maybe you get through a whole week and you're feeling great. But then at some point it starts to get not quite so exciting anymore. You've gone through a week, maybe 2 weeks. You're eating pretty clean. You're keeping a positive attitude, but maybe you haven't seen any huge results yet. The number on the scale hasn't changed a whole lot. You're looking in the mirror and you're like, I don't feel like I look a whole lot different. And you're showing up every day to do this thing that's challenging and that you have to make yourself want to do. It's not the first thing that pops into your mind when you get out of bed. It's like, I want to go work out. You're like, I want to stay in, but I know I got to do this. But you do that enough times and you're not getting the results that you want, and you start to doubt the process. You start to doubt whether or not this is for you, or maybe you're not doing something right. And you start to have more thoughts of discouragement and not wanting to do it. And this is usually where people start to trickle off, where you start to skip a day and then maybe 2 days, or maybe you don't like total body circuit, which is one of the hardest workouts in the T25 workout segment, and so you choose to substitute it for another one. Or maybe one day you're like, I'm just going to go for a little jog. And each little decision that you make to not do things the way the process was set up initially start to chip away at your results, and more importantly, you're resolved to make this thing happen. And so your results are going to get they're going to diminish more and more. You're going to get more and more discouraged, and eventually you're just going to give up altogether. And this happens all the time, and it's such a common occurrence. And if this has happened to you, hey, no harm, no foul. Like I said, this is not something that is an easy thing for people to do. It's simple. The program's set out. It gives you exactly what to eat, and if you follow those steps faithfully, you will get results. It's pretty much a guarantee, with such a small exception rate. And this is for people who have some sort of like a medical issue that where their bodies can't regulate hormones and chemicals properly, that you might have some sort of anomaly in there. But for the vast majority of people, you follow the plan the way it's designed, you will get results. And this is what I want to help instill in you today, because there's so many times in our lives where we are tempted to distrust the process. We've been given a process, we haven't seen it work for ourselves yet, and maybe we don't know anybody directly who it's worked for. And so it's very easy to doubt it. It's very easy to undermine it or say, it's like, there's something they're not telling me, or this is not going to work, or it's not going to work for me, because, obviously it's just not set up that way. And I just want to tell you that there's going to be many times in your journey where you're going to be tempted to quit. You're going to be tempted to doubt the process. And I want to say, during those times, you've got to come up with reminders to keep yourself in the game, because it's only with the process, only with carrying it out faithfully, that you're going to get the results that you want. It's just like watering a seed that you've planted. You want to plant, it's going to be a big fruit tree one day, but it's just a tiny little seed that's underneath the ground that you can't even see at first. that you have to keep showing up every day and watering it, making sure it has proper sunlight, making sure it has the right soil, tilling the soil, making sure all of the basically all the environmental elements are put together in a way that will allow that seed to grow. But for quite some time you're doing that without any real physical, tangible result to see. You don't see a tree popping up, you don't see any peaches that you can pick and eat. And this is going to be the way for a while. And the only reason you keep showing up to do it is because you know that you have to do that for the tree to ever grow. Otherwise, it's just going to die under the ground. And even though you're not seeing physical results at the time, results are happening. The roots are starting to grow and spread down. They're building the foundation for the tree. The sapling is starting to come up and is going to pop up through the surface eventually. But initially, you're not going to see that. And you just have to trust that all of these things are happening, because it's not like you can take a telescope or X-ray vision and look through the ground and see, oh, I see all that stuff growing. You have to trust. You have to trust what you can't see. And that's what faith is. And it's same thing applies to any kind of health and fitness regimen or anything that you are working on that takes a long time, that takes a lot of daily activities for you to show up and do every single day, even when you're not seeing direct tangible results that day. So trust in the process. I want to show you guys something real quick that I use, and this is really super simple to help keep me on track in my goals. And it's this cute little sign right here. And hopefully you can see that. Trust in the process. So I got a little smiley face there. Gotta love lighting. Here we go. I just take a look at that. I keep this up on my bulletin board, or when I'm traveling like I am right now, I bring it with me and I put it on my desk. And that way every day I'm showing up, because as a coach, I'm constantly out there putting out videos like this, motivational videos. I'm inviting people to challenge groups. I'm bringing them into my online training camps to help them out, to see how I can help people start to learn how to trust in the process, people like you. And so, but I need that too, because there's many days where I'm sending out invites and I'm putting out videos and they're not getting a lot of views, or I'm inviting people to come into my groups and people aren't responding. And, there's a lot of days that I can get discouraged with that. And so I have to continually remind myself that only by showing up and doing this every day do I build enough momentum to be able to harness that to where I want to go, to where I want to be able to help more people, to where I want to grow my business. And these are the same sorts of things that you need to keep in mind on your health and fitness journey. So if you need help with this, if you would like to be part of a group that is building a solid foundation, so you start to get into the consistency of the habit and just knowing that it's the showing up every day. It's the showing up and doing the actions with faith every single day. If you want to learn how to instill this sort of faith in you, I highly recommend joining up with one of my online training camps. Now, I do a free one every month. It's called the 14-Day Fitness Foundation, and you can check it out on my site. I've got the links down below in the description box. But this is a sort of group that helps instill the power of the process. Showing up every day and doing your exercise, and showing up every day and following a healthy nutritional plan, and also learning to instill the right mindset so that when you start to get discouraged, even when you don't feel like doing it, even when you don't feel like it's making any difference, you show up, you do the actions. Once you're done with them, you've maintained that momentum. You've started that, what I call the snowball rolling down the hill. It's getting bigger and bigger to where eventually it's going to be able to roll on its own. But it only gets there if you show up every day and you trust in the process. So I hope you consider joining us for the next group. If you have some specific methods that you use for helping out with your process and keeping yourself faithful to it, please share them in the comments section below. I would love to share them with other people here, because obviously you may have different ideas than what I have. So if you have particular things that work for you, please share them here with the community. And if you liked what this message had to say, please subscribe to the channel right here. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.